Alright guys, welcome to another video. Someone recently asked me a question: is it safe to inhale solvent inside of your shop? And so in this video I want to answer that question. What are the likely results of inhaling solvents for too long in your shop? First and foremost, we need to clarify the meaning of the term eco-solvent. An eco-solvent is a term for solvents that are not as harsh as the previous solvents that were used. There are much harsher solvents than these particular solvents. And these particular solvents that is looking transparent here is the base liquid for the inks that are entering into your machine. So these are the types that are called eco-solvent. The eco there means it's ecological. It doesn't mean it is 100% safe, however. So just because something is eco-solvent doesn't mean, oh, you can inhale it and nothing will go wrong. Eco-solvents are still, categorized under VOCs, that is volatile organic compounds. So which means the presence of them in an atmosphere may or may not cause harm, all right? So that's number one. I did a last video why you should never drink solvents. If you drink solvent and inhaling solvent, the behavior is different. Drinking solvent puts you in contact with skin, however, internal skin. And in that closed space, what you are going to have is toxicity, right? It's not exactly like a burning, but the way it will be behaving is that it's painful, and it will peel up the entire walls of your mouth even before it gets into your stomach. So it's very dangerous to have it ingested in the sense of drinking it. But what about inhaling it? What about as you're printing, the smell of these chemicals and all of that? What do they do to your body? Well, let's start from the fact that even if you inhale solvents today in large quantities, you can't even know that you have already inhaled a lot of solvents immediately. Do you understand what I'm saying? The effects of these things is very slow and is very gradual. And I'm going to read out a couple of things you need to pay attention to when it comes to what you feel. And I don't want you to start suspecting yourself. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to say it in the way you're going to be afraid, but one thing you need to pay attention to is that at times it can cause headaches. At times it can cause some effects on the way your lungs behave. You might have irritations in your respiratory tracts. You might have irritations there. You might become sensitive to chemicals generally, and then you might have nervous system stress, so which means that you might be getting tired very frequently and all of that. But all of that, you see, may or may not be related to solvent. So you can't even say, oh, this one came because of solvent, because the effect of these things may not even happen until a couple years, right, or a couple months, right? If you are extremely sensitive, then you may not even feel, you may feel it within 3 months, 4 months. But if you are the type that is even very, drug sensitive and all of that, drug insensitive, chemical insensitive, you may not even feel it for years. Do you understand? And the way our bodies behave is different as well. So someone might say, oh, well, I've been inhaling solvents for a long period of time, has done me nothing. Doesn't also mean that it's not done him nothing, right? Because it's very slow and it's very gradual. So, but I want you to assure you that there is some kind of effect when you inhale this too much. But you see, the question therefore now is quantity. How much quantity can become damaging? All right. So now look at the internal space of my shop. I had to close it because I want to make this video. Now, when you are printing, heavy printing that is lasting for hours, maybe from morning till night, for weeks like that, and you are in a closed space where the vapor of these chemicals are not going out, you are in a very closed space, right? Then you are going to start having issues gradually, because the inhalation of the smoke will be 100%. But you see, if you are in a place where the doors are always opened, the smoke of the shop goes out frequently and all of that, the fumes of these chemicals are allowed to pass throughout windows, all your windows are opened, or you are in an AC environment, you have a proper extractor and all of that, then you probably should not be worrying much about eco-solvent fumes, because yes, we know that they are there, yes, we know that they are dangerous, but at the same time, it's only dangerous in large doses. Do you understand? Unlike when you ingest it and then it's beginning to burn something on the inside, the inhalation is much slower because the amount of intake at once is not compared to when you drink it. So what is my final take on it? Make sure that your printers are not in small rooms, and if they are in small rooms, make sure they are well ventilated. The doors should be open, the windows should be open. Secondly, make sure your windows are never closed, like I said. And then your printing should not be running for hours if you are in closed spaces. And then your heaters and dryers on at the same time, all of that is dangerous. Operators should not be sitting close to the machine. The way you are hugging it, you are looking at it, and you are inhaling these fumes for hours and hours on end. I think if you ask me how long does it take for it to begin to become damaging, well, think of a strong inhalation the way you are drinking Fanta, and you are drinking it for hours on end every day for years. That's going to affect you. So if it's minor inhalations, maybe a few minutes every day, or your place is well ventilated so you can always go outside and get out and come back inside, those are easier. But if you live in densely populated places like Mushin, Shomolu, you are in a very packed space, the windows are closed, and you are printing for hours and hours on end, that can have an effect on your health. And I'm not going to try to cover it up. That can actually do have effect on your health. Watch out for when you have to inhale this thing for hours on end. That's when it really becomes dangerous for you. All right, guys, I hope this has helped you. If it has, I want you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Take care. See ya.